Don't use drugs.
They don't use chemistry.
What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Gonna have a discussion about Slaughter High. Tommy,
What up?
Thank you guys for joining me for this.
Thank you.
I don't know if we should be thanking him for this kind of torture.
I mean,
I'm not gonna say it was the greatest cinematic experience.
I think you should be starting off this stream with "I'm so sorry for this."
all right. It's not like you guys had to pay tickets to see the movie or rent it on VHS. So.
You know what, though? We were one step away from having a car battery hooked up to our nuts watching this movie. I mean,
I might prefer that.
Okay, it wasn't quite that bad, but
it wasn't great. I'd some of the killings were pretty creative. What up, Jens?
Jiggly.
What up, Jens?
How you doing?
All right, Jens.
Jens didn't want to watch this because there were tits in it though, Jens. You did miss tits.
I'm surprised he usually prefers the movies with tits.
Yeah, a couple sets.
The tits you wanted to see, you didn't get to see. I was very disappointed.
Not even in a Google search. Not even in a Google search.
Yeah, no. I'm surprised. And
Caroline Monroe.
And we have some points of interest for the Dead Boob Society. So I'm going to keep it vague so I don't spoil it.
Yeah, but do you still tout the Dead Boob Society? It's been a while since you've been streaming.
Well, first rule of Dead Boob Society is you don't talk about the Dead Boob Society.
No, I think we should absolutely talk about it. You got to compile a list of the top 20, and we'll do a stream on it.
I bet you all the movies that we have collectively watched through the years, I bet you there are plenty of fucking dead boobs.
Jens.
Yeah, I'd say Electro Jiggles is among the most memorable.
Nah, Jens, nah.
No watching, no talkie.
But yeah. This movie was sat on the shelf for 2 years because the guy who starred in it committed suicide. I looked at him.
Yeah.
Simon Scudamore. What a weird name, but yep, was from the UK.
I think the strain was just too much for him. He was no Daisy.
Do you know this is the only movie, or this is the only fucking credit on his IMDb? Oh my god!
He was literally a one and done.
You poor guy, Marty.
Because he self-deleted. He used that Canadian healthcare system, and he removed himself from future films preemptively. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Marty. Simon Scudamore. Marty, who's the helpless nerd.
I can't help but wonder if he was motivated by performing this role or watching the finished film.
Well, I don't know. All right. It also says this movie has a $2.1 million budget. Does it really show?
Where did it go?
Does it show? Yeah, it went
Robert Rodriguez could do better than this with 7,000.
It went up the producer's fucking nose.
I bet it did. We saw a little bit of nose candy in the film. I will do a 5-minute Moira. You can kick me off the street. Okay. I just love raising it.
All right, Jens, you gotta calm down a bit, Jens.
They're raw, Smokey. This is not Nom.
How drunk are you right now, Jens? I'm okay. I'm getting there.
If you don't watch the film, you don't be on the show. I'm working zero.
So, this fucking guy over here. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's the
this is
guy.
a later on thing.
Yeah,
This idiot behind the hands right here is Marty.
that is a photograph. If you're wondering about the weird dimensionality of that
A
shot,
mega nerd. He's a mega nerd.
he's definitely a mega nerd. Although technically he gets more action.
Yeah, he does get down though. He's not like straight up nerd. He's like he wants to party. He wants to smoke weed and fuck in the shower room.
Yeah, Marty Ranson fucks.
He fucks. Yeah, as
Marty fucks.
the graffiti in the girls' locker room and the girls' bathroom says Marty Ranson sucks, and he fucking
Yeah,
he
next
changes
to a
the
bunch
S
of
to an F.
yeah, and on the door a bunch of large diagrams of dicks of various types, including uncircumcised. But the balls all look like an infinity sign, which is strange.
Marty.
The drawings.
Marty, like he's getting lured in by some girl who looks like she should be teaching in high school, not a student.
Right, it's a honey trap.
Caroline Monroe, who denied us her titties throughout the whole movie. Tragic. Shame.
Because we already know they're very nice. She's known for her rack.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of girls who are known for their bodies in general that don't get naked.
Yeah, like Cameron Diaz. What's up with that?
She never got naked. I thought she was naked in at least one movie.
I'm
gonna have to look up Mr. Skin, Darius.
I think you're right. I think I probably did see that. This was good. Anyway.
Hello, Sherry. How you doing?
Hey, Sherry. Sherry might know.
Hello.
Talking about Slaughter High and the lack of Caroline Monroe's titties in this movie. But anyway. All right, these bullies go way overboard. They electrocute this motherfucker. They lure him into the bathroom and they got like a camera crew. It was kind of professional too. They showed the tape over and over again at the end.
Yeah, it was like the film club. They had all the equipment ready to go, but they basically Marty gets honeypotted by this hot slut. I don't know if I can say that in 2023, but basically that's what is happening.
You can say it here. Go ahead.
Yeah,
say it. Hot slut.
Yeah. She's like, hey, Marty. Now, immediately I think of Revenge of the Nerds, right? Where she's like, I had no idea nerds were so good at that. And he's like, well, jocks only think about sports. Nerds only think about sex.
You're talking about when he like rape eats her out, right? That could be.
Rapalingus. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, but basically he's saying that nerds bug, and here's why. Gives her an analysis of why that is.
Well, Marty Ranson fucks. We
Marty
see
fucks?
It's written in the girls' locker room.
Yeah.
Marty Ranson fucks.
He takes the graffiti that says Marty Ranson sucks, and he just writes a little horizontal bar across the S to turn into an F. Marty fucks.
Marty also seems a little bit not right in the head the way he's acting.
He's definitely on the spectrum a bit. But he was pretty quick and willing to get down. A little bit, I would say shy. Not prudish, but definitely like he didn't want... He was a man who had rules. He didn't want to go to the girls' locker room, right? Because, he's not allowed, and somebody might see...
He wants to smoke in the lab while he's fucking concocting his... what did you say he was making?
Trinitro-toluene, which he could just say TNT. I mean,
no, he wouldn't have got his nerd cred for the movie goers if he would have just said dynamite.
Professionals abbreviate everything, so I don't know. Usually it's the other way around. Like, I don't know what,
Did Marty seem like a professional anything?
No. It looked like he was trying to use his cupped hands as a bong or as a bowl.
Yeah, I've seen people
smoke that.
Yeah, I've seen people smoke like that. I just don't get the point of it. I don't know. what the
Yeah,
point
I don't think we ever found out what was in that joint. I thought it was going to be laced with acid or PCP or something. We never found out, did we?
whatever it was, it made him run to the bathroom and throw up. But even before that, all right, what they fucking do to him in the bathroom while they said this girl is like cock teasing him 100%. She's like, get naked and go in the shower. Hot or cold? How do you like it? She's like, some girl hands her all right, the camera crew of bullies comes in
with a bra, a prop bra. They throw it over the divider. Now, why she's not just in the same shower stall with him? Like, why does he have to go and strip naked by himself? You know,
they're showing you that also. All right, they're showing you how stupid he is, despite how smart he is. On the other hand,
I guess. Well, he's a nerd. I mean, it definitely takes the nerd trope all the way. So, yeah, she's like, yeah, let's go in here. And she's like, all right, now, like get nude. He hasn't even taken his tie off, right? And yeah, and there's definitely some continuity errors where between him like still having his pants on when he opens the curtain.
Oh, and then all of a sudden you see dick. You see this motherfucker's dick.
Yep, you see full frontal male nudity with 70s bush. Oh, we forget. Did we mention the date on the calendar?
Oh, yeah, it's April
very
Fool's.
Important.
It's April Fool's.
Yeah, they put they left March 31st up there so we wouldn't notice, and then when the camera crew runs by, they yank it off. It's April 1st, guys. April Fool's Day. So she's got him in there.
I actually like the movie April Fool's Day. If anyone's ever seen that one, that was a good movie.
I haven't yet, but it's got to be better than this one. So
I'm pretty sure I've seen it at some point. But if you're talking like holiday type inspired movies, as far as holiday inspired, I would still say My Bloody Valentine is still my favorite.
I've never seen that one. I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen Black Christmas.
Oh my god, I watched Black Christmas on Justin Proper's channel. That movie. That's another one. You put that one on the list for the holidays. But so she's got him honey potted in there. Camera crew's ambushing him for April Fool's. They got the prop bra and everything. He's stripping naked and pull curtain, reveal, display wang. April Fool's, Marty. Everyone's there. Camera rolling. And
first of all, they do. What did they hook up to electrocute him? Like he tried to get out of I don't know what he touched, but he got electrocuted.
Well, it was like just a metal bar on the wall. The electronics club, I guess, hooked up like a small jet battery or generator to the bar with the clamps, like jumper cable clamps, and running a charge through it. So he grabs. That was a bar, or was the door handle or the bar or something? He goes to grab
I think it was a towel rack.
Okay, yeah, it probably was. Yeah,
probably to cover his modesty. Oh yeah, my female like, hey y'all, let's fuck Marty.
Oh, you're doing like Southerner female. All these people were like British, trying to sound as American as possible.
Yeah, well, I figured they were probably trying to seem like New Yorkers with how many Italians they cast in the movie, like like Carmine Schnazzola.
Oh, the short blonde girl. That girl was annoying.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to chews gum like a cow.
Yeah.
She's the one with the
that one.
Titties.
Oh, the one with the electro titties. Yeah.
Electro titties. DBS admitted. So he's there now. Look, if you're caught in a situation like this, heaven forbid, but like everyone's there, you're nude, and they got you. Do you freak out and run away? Or do you just say, just stand there in all of your glory? Because, like, it's too late Too late to put the wang away, bro.
They're dunking his head in the fucking toilet too. So
Well, they do that after he electrocutes his hands trying to run away. Yes, they.
Yeah. No, if he would have
swirly.
just stopped and did the Willie dance, I bet they all would have backed up.
Yeah, helicopter dick. To impress a chick, helicopter dick. Ladies know what I'm talking about.
That is some strange behavior, Jens. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah. Stop talking like a woman, Doris. I'm not porn with you guys in the background. Because I'm not sore.
you should have just came on and watched the fucking movie. Yeah.
So hearing men talk about a movie doesn't ruin your boner, but hearing a man do a woman's voice does? Okay. All right. Well, he's a man who's got rules.
I sent him the movie too, and he didn't watch it.
Okay. Well, so,
and I told him there were cities.
Like
he sat through Rad. He sat through Rad. There was not a single titty in that movie. There wasn't a gun drawn in that movie either.
You mentioned the swirly. They do give him a good old fashioned swirly. One football guy grabbing each leg, flipping him upside down, dunking him in. Hold the handle to flush.
Those two guys had the worst voices ever. That one guy who fell off the motorcycle when he gets to the reunion. Holy shit, that guy's god awful actor.
Well, Darius, when I'm sitting here and watching porn, real masculine about it, and I like to hear some masculine men talking. I don't want to hear some guy talking like a bird, because that reminds me of the trans chicks. And if I want a trans chick, I'll get a soy trans chick. To talk like a man, Darius.
When I watch porn, I want masculine action. Anyway, I just busted your balls. So they give him the swirly, and By the way, like you said, Slasher, these guys were annoying. There was only one, in my opinion, there was only one likable character in the entire movie, and it was obviously the black janitor.
Oh, okay, that guy. All right, because everyone else was annoying fucking idiots.
Yeah, even the coach was kind of like just annoying.
I didn't even like Marty. I felt bad for Marty. I didn't like him.
I wanted to like Marty, but he's not likable. Yeah, even when he's a victim, he's like a jackass.
Yeah, but they fucking all right. So they do this shit to him, and they get caught because the janitor snitches to the coach, and the coach runs in on what the fuck they're doing to Marty.
Which is the only one who really had Marty's back, telling the coach, like, hey, they're all up in there. All these boys in the girls' locker room. What?
So he gives all of them detention.
The coach kind of gave Marty everything, but what are you still doing in here, you queer? Because that's what I was waiting for to say, quite honestly, the way he acted.
Yeah. He didn't care about the hazing or the swirly. He didn't care about any of that. He just cared about boys being in the girls' locker room. That's it. What? Right.
And what? He also he gave them detention where they got to fucking work out all day in the gym.
Yeah.
And two of them are missing from detention because he's all right. So they give Marty a joint. That's not really a joint. And he's telling them he's going to the lab. So
don't know what was in it, but it seems like if the
made
joint
him run to the bathroom to take a shit or throw up or whatever.
So what? Do they know about chemistry too? I don't know what's gonna. Like you can smoke that will give you diarrhea.
I don't know. Yeah, the fucking guy with the nose, he fucking put something in whatever Marty was mixing up when they pulled the distraction.
All right. If anybody listening knows of any substance that you could smoke that'll give you diarrhea, not because I want to buy some, just to answer this science question.
If you put like a laxative powder in there, wouldn't that do it?
Can you smoke laxative? Does that work?
No, I don't know.
God damn it! Yeah.
I've never tried it, and I'm not going to start. But I'm just putting this out there as a possible theory.
Fuck off, kids, with the boy. You cunt.
But
sorry. Please continue, Toby.
all right. So wait, before he even goes to the lab and they give him the fucking joint, this moron is still saying she's hot for me after the fucking prank that was pulled on him. Like no,
No, dude.
like,
It was a trap. It's a trap.
Well, we've already established
What's
he's a
up,
little
Papa?
bit special.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
touching
What up,
the head.
Papa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, Papa Con?
Like, now, for one thing, he should know that he's not considered that attractive to the girls in the high school. But on the other hand, Carolyn Monroe's character, like Carol, she is kind of a big slut. So maybe, yeah, maybe she really means it.
No, she's a tease because she didn't show her tits the whole movie. Total
Well,
tease.
that's true. He doesn't know that yet. She is.
Even the fucking.
She's what we used to call a slut in training. She hasn't quite gotten there yet.
You're right, though. She's a meta tease because she's teasing us.
She's not willing to show her tits, but the Asian girl with the British accent is willing to show her tits.
Yeah, I mean, and she was not bad. Definitely better than the short blonde.
Yeah, that girl was fucking aggravating.
Oh, the calf.
Yeah. The one that looked like she would hang out at. The one that looks like she hangs out at casinos all day.
yeah. She was dressed like she was like 40 years old in the 80s.
And she was almost the size of a munchkin. She could have been in the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if she was attractive, she could have been a spinner.
She was kind of midgetous.
Yeah, and that's not her height. Is not what made her unattractive. It was just she was like below mid. I'm sorry.
She looked like a downgraded version of Velma.
She just didn't have it.
The only woman I found attractive in that movie was fucking Caroline Monroe. So
yeah,
I didn't really like. All right, the little British girl with the annoying voice. She was okay, but the voice is just like made me want to fucking just.
Well, that's the thing. They were all British.
Well, all right. The other guy was Italian, right? The other guy was Italian.
I was reading up about it, and I'm pretty sure that they said that they were all British, and they were trying to hide their British accents very poorly. What up, R?
That's yeah, you're right. You're right. He would know. Hunter would know. Ice cream, yum. Yes. Gang.
What?
Gang. It's spicy. I don't know what that. I think he's probably a little stuck. Vertically challenged. Yeah. But that's not what makes her unattractive. She's just not attractive.
No, there's the voice. The voice is what did it for me. Annoying voices really fucking
like Jennifer Tilly.
That
girl that was in Chasing Amy and Mallrats and everything. Her voice just like it grates my soul. I can't.
Yeah, she was hot though at one time.
As long as Jennifer Tilly's voice is low when she's talking, but when she raises her voice and shit, like where it could shatter glass, I don't really like it.
Yeah, and when Jennifer Tilly gets her titties out.
You know who's annoying? Who's got an annoying voice? That fucking girl from Point Break and A League of Their Own. That girl. Oh my god, I hate that girl's voice.
I don't know. I can't name that one.
Lori Petty, the one she was the fucking the little annoying short-haired girl in Point Break.
Even her name is Petty. Now that's a movie with masculine action.
What, Point Break or A League of Their Own?
No, Point Break. Now that is a bro film directed by a bird.
Yep. Yeah. I wonder what he thinks of that. I wonder what Jens thinks of I don't know.
What?
He didn't mind Punisher Warzone, so he said he could deal. He said he could deal with movies that birds directed, as long as it's a good movie.
Well, that's kind of Catherine Bigelow's whole thing. She kind of makes guy films.
Yeah, but she's also like she made her bone sucking off Cameron, right? Wasn't she?
Wow.
Wasn't she dating him at one point?
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Dating in quotation marks.
Now, see, I used to think everyone loved Hurt Locker. Now everyone I talk to hates that movie.
I'm also now wondering how James Cameron was brought up in a fucking conversation about this fucking movie.
Yeah, but I think it's because I know more veterans now, and like veterans hate the Hurt Locker, but like it won all those awards because the Academy loved it, but vets hate it. Anyway,
both girls from Two Broke Sluts have annoying
voices.
Yeah, they kind of do, but I do get blinded by Kat Dennings' tits. Kat Dennings has giant fucking tits.
Yeah, there's a hot, annoying chick, Kat Dennings. And she's another one that she could put on a little thickness, and it doesn't detract from her boobage. Yeah, she's anyway. So Marty has been humiliated, but it's not over yet because.
All right, also, wait, before we go on about the movie,
okay.
Sorry, this is not the first time we're going to be talking about tits. So this is
no. All right, not the last. If you like tits, stick around.
All right, so we got to talk about the lab accident, right?
Yeah,
and their distraction to fuck Marty over again.
Because they convince Marty that it's all good by giving him the joint. Hey, Marty,
After everything they did to him.
Yeah,
after everything they fucking did to him, he's still like, okay, guys.
Sorry, sure. Oh, well, all right. And just to show you we beat it, here's a joint. Well, thanks, guys.
You know what? I have to. Funny, Jens. Birds can direct men doing masculine action like your Mrs. Darius directs you to your body seat. You sweet cunt.
No, dude, she's seen that with her mom. I don't have any. I don't have any plans to go see that in the theater. Unless you want to go, Jens. Yeah, you and I can go see it at the theater. As I'm getting sucked off by Margot Robbie.
I'm just going to start worrying if I see pictures of you on Twitter with your wall covered in Barbie paraphernalia from the movie.
Yeah, and in that same picture, you're going to see Margot Robbie blowing me.
In the movie theater.
In the movie theater.
You also have to add the movie theater.
Yep.
That's where it's filmed.
Yep. That's where Margot Robbie blew me. All right.
And it all started with a bucket of popcorn.
There's Jens. Sorry, good. Margot Robbie is mid. Sorry, Sims, but it's true.
All right. Wolf of Wall Street, Margot Robbie was a fucking dime. I gotta say that.
The show. You just like her New York accent in that one.
No, I didn't give a fuck about that. She showed the whole biz, front to back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
well, for him, that wouldn't be an accent. Remember that, Darius.
Yeah, she's Australian, and she showed us her down unders.
All right, this is not gonna fucking go into another Margot Robbie hand job in the fucking movie theater conversation.
Triggering betas. I'm not saying she's a dime. I'm just saying, a blowjob is a blowjob. You know what I'm saying? All right, anyway. Triggering betas. Okay, so Marty is convinced now that it's all good. It's all cool. And now he's like, they remind him, hey, don't you have to stay late in the chemistry lab? Oh, yeah, I do. I have to mix up some trinitrotoluene.
Yeah, guys. I know you tried to drown me and electrocute me, but yeah, I'm cool with you guys. She loves me. She really wants me.
All right, guys who just bullied the shit out of me. I'm gonna go make some TNT in the school. Is that really someone you want to mess with? The kid who can make TNT in the school?
You know, he didn't blow anything up though. Other than
inadvertently.
He blew up
I
the
know.
lab, but he didn't like.
I kept that in mind, Slasher, the whole movie. Chemistry and blowing things up. That's what I expect from Marty after this intro. That's what I want. And
The lab was the only explosion, right? There wasn't any other explosions, not that I could fucking think of. There was,
yeah, this was unintentional.
someone's intestines exploded.
Well, all right, you're right. That was chemistry. You're right. He does use it one time. Unless I'm forgetting one, but you can remind me when we get to it.
Oh yeah, I remember when Jamie Presley was a fucking.
Ooh,
She was a dime at one point.
Showing your age, though, but yes.
Yes.
Correct.
Of course. Not another teen movie era, Jamie Presley.
Mm. Yeah, confirmed. We check out dimes from all over time. We're off camera.
So Darius, you wanted to talk about how unstable the shelf was.
How
I found those
shelf
quotes
kept
on
shaking,
IMDb.
right? It kept shaking over and over again.
Yeah. Okay. So I found these continuity errors on IMDb. Now, three of the what did I find? 5 of them. I believe 3 of them you guys pointed out on your own without reading that at all. So before I even read them, so let me see. No, that's a spoiler. Yeah, when Marty's talking to Caroline while he gets undressed, he just takes off his shirt. He clearly has his jeans on in that entire part.
And
He
then
rips open the curtains.
Yeah.
It
And
still has his jeans on. Yet in the next cut, when the camera's in front of him, he's completely naked, no clothes whatsoever. Yep, we noticed that. And so in the lab, it's obvious the camera is jostling the shelf containing the nitric acid. 2 times he's standing away from the shelf, so he cannot possibly bump it. Another time, he's putting the bottle back in its spot after pouring some into a beaker. However, such a maneuver would not cause the shelf to simply wiggle or move. And no chemical lab, even in a high school, would have a flimsily constructed shelf holding very dangerous, toxic
so
chemicals.
high above everything, right?
Right.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: like
acid.
most of those places where they had the chemical labs anyway, usually if you got a chemical out, you use the chemical, and then you would have to put it back in a storage locker. Like they wouldn't even have it out on the table like that.
Yeah, and there's something called MSDS, which I know just from food service. Every chemical like that has to have a very specific label with all the appropriate warnings on it. It's not just going to say, nitric acid on the bottle like some jug of moonshine with 3 X's, okay? It's getting continuity here, past guinea pig. Yeah, back. Guinea pig collective sees all and hears all.
Oh, well, there was a movie about it. I just put it there in the chat. It's called Pig Eyes Wide Open.
Yes, MSDS. Thank you. RR knows what I'm talking about. The MSDS, the Materials Safety Data Sheet. Yes, that is a major regulation for chemicals, even just cleaning chemicals that you store, just so everyone, no matter how stupid they are, knows not to mix the ammoniated cleaner with the bleach.
But do you think they really cared about that sort of shit?
Not in this movie, no.
Fucking shit show of a movie, like
it doesn't.
This is the only high school I've ever seen that looks like a fucking castle. I've never seen that.
It looks like Hogwarts. Yeah, there's Gothic arches everywhere.
Yeah, they have these arched castle doors, and
Well, I think there's a very important question that we need to answer. We just kind of glazed right over it. Is it data or is it data?
I always say data.
It's data.
I've always said data.
Yeah, that's one of those words that could give away a foreigner when they're trying to fake an accent, like petrol.
I guess it's like the whole GIF fucking conversation. I say GIF. I don't say GIF.
Well,
GIF to me is a fucking peanut butter from the 1980s.
Yeah. Well, I still eat GIF peanut butter, but put it on my ball so the dog can lick it off. I'm kidding. I don't have a dog. Sorry, go on. Continue. Ursula Andress, yeah, definitely hot. Multiplicity, downgrade, or clones.
All right, but you know
Love
what?
to see Margot Robbie, yeah.
I would take a Margot Robbie over a Kim Kardashian any day of the fucking week.
It's a funny concept, though. Yeah,
Oh, see, Sherry gets it.
concentrated hotness in the form of Ursula Andress, and everything else is
Tana?
just an inferior clone. Data. That's okay. I don't judge you, Sherry. As long as you don't say Jif. 2001: A Space Pig Odyssey.
All right, wait. What are you, Darius? GIF or GIF?
GIF, dude.
Okay.
Graphical interchange format. It's a GIF.
What about you, Tommy? GIF or GIF?
Is there any question?
Okay.
Look, I'm not an idiot,
Data.
and I'm not inbred like some of the people that are apparently on Twitter, because we all know that they put their own sister. I am certain of it.
You want to talk about triggering betas? Tommy has a lot of fun on Twitter.
At it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, like a gift, exactly. Which in German means poison. Fun fact. Andrews was certified 10.
Yeah,
I wouldn't try to clone that for sure. I'd clone that and then hit it.
See, that's also kind of what I liked about this movie, because that Caroline Monroe chick, yeah, she was 80s hot.
And she was a Bond girl too.
Like, all she had to do was show her titties, and she would have been like one of the peak 80s girls.
She had one job.
Two jobs.
Get the titties. Yeah, okay, two jobs. One is get the titties out.
Well, you know what? I know she's a bit older and maybe a little haggard now, but she might have an OnlyFans where you slash her.
She's 74 now.
You know what? I think I'll cling on to the memories.
Yep, she's still with us. She's 74. Still alive.
I can just, think about the way I think about old movies. How I'd rather watch old movies. Yeah, sure. I'd rather look at old pictures and fucking videos.
So you're saying that you don't want to see her leathery tits right now?
No. They're going. They're going south. What we were talking about before.
Probably alligator hide at this point.
That compass is pointing south. You know it is.
I'll drop the link to her Wikipedia page in the chat. You see what she looks like now. She's 74. Still got big titties, or tickle bitties. Looks a lot older though, but still alive.
Yeah, as we're objectifying the 75-year-old woman.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if we're objectifying women. We're just talking about
objectifying that Darius would say to her in private, like, "Can you take your teeth out?"
But she was all about it. There was this woman. She wanted to,
Look, we're not objectifying.
Not show the goods, but capitalize off the thought of maybe she's going to show the goods.
No, you want to talk about objectifying? How about those electro tits? Like that was some. I would call that an exploitative moment. For the DBS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
now, Papa. Oh well, I got to tell Papa. The problem with cloning hot chicks is that you either have to wait until the clone grows up and matures, or if you can accelerate the growth like the clones in the Star Wars prequels, that they're still mentally not old enough. So it's like you have to be very, very patient when you clone.
Listen, I'm just worried about when we're gonna fucking start getting the Zendaya clones, and then we're gonna have to start acting like that girl is the most gorgeous fucking woman of all time.
I've seen. Okay, one thing I love is seeing those side by side comparisons of a supermodel or an attractive actress.
Anna Nicole in her prime.
She was
naked gun 33 and a third.
Yeah.
Anna Nicole Smith. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, but seeing someone like Zendaya, for example, next to a random fast food employee, right? And when you see that juxtaposition, Zendaya doesn't look so hot anymore. You're like, oh yeah, I've seen a girl that looks like that working down at McDonald's.
Well, and listen, I've seen girls at the fucking subway station that look like Zendaya. So
Well, I mean the fast food worker. So.
And I don't mean like waiting for a train. I mean, like they're outside the subway station, like
Oh, okay.
begging for,
Yeah,
for a
but
living.
like I know women who look better than Zendaya. You know, it's like, but I hadn't really thought about that until I saw that picture. You know, like I have employed fast food workers who look better than Zendaya, but I didn't really think about it. But yeah, I mean, she's not actually, you know, she's not a 10.
Yeah, she was a
This
Jane
is
Mansfield clone,
Mansfield.
but she was like decades after Jane Mansfield.
Y'all think I'm joking? I think I see what you mean by cloning.
She was also decades later, you know.
He doesn't mean literal cloning. He's talking almost like the meme
No,
of
he's
the
talking about
hotness.
like taking the prototype. Like, okay,
Prototype. Yeah, prototype.
yeah. Sure, he says Zendaya's a 3 on a good day.
Woo! 3. Now that's that's out of 10. That's low. That's very low.
I mean, I'm not.
She's apparently so low. I don't even remember seeing her before.
I'm not saying that like I'm fucking Mr. fucking Casanova Adonis over here.
don't
for
sell yourself
Hollywood,
short,
for what I
Jesus-looking man.
remember, as Hollywood beauty standards, the bar has seemed to be lowered quite fucking drastically.
Yeah,
when I was younger, it was Bo Derek for a long time was the standard.
Yeah, Bo Derek, yeah. But you know,
they always had that. They're all right. Yeah, that I remember growing up. Like people were still fucking jizzing in their pants over Farrah Fawcett, like Farrah Fawcett, Suzanne Summers, women like that.
Yeah.
Like if you were blonde and you jiggled, that you know you had a career.
But no, seeing you're right. It is the artifice of the media itself that does it. It's a very liberating, satisfying moment realizing that like the chick on all these magazines is actually like I know women who look better than that. Or if you're Sherry, I look better than that, right? I've had dated girls who look better than that.
RR has quite a shot at Zendaya over here.
I've seen drugged out homeless chicks outside Burger King who look better than Zendaya.
I'm just saying, like the standards
savage
have been
about
lowered.
this chick.
Wasn't the point of movies to have good-looking people on screen?
Yeah.
No, I think you know what I will say that RR was being very generous. I think he upscaled it a little bit. Now, if he would have said like a Circle K gas station with the food mart inside, and that's what he's seen, then okay, I would have believed it. But Burger King a little too upscale for Zendaya.
Yes, I love Burger King. You guys know I eat there all the time. Now if I'm gonna say that she's better than a 3, then I'm gonna become the official Zendaya fan. I'm just saying, like a 3 seems low.
You have her poster on your wall. He's going to go to Burger King and get the Zendaya burger.
I don't want to eat that. No, fuck that. No, I'm no fan. I am no fan of Zendaya.
Somehow this conversation turned one time to James Cameron, and now it's talking about Zendaya because we were talking about beauty standards.
I'll tell you what. Sherry looks a million times better than Zendaya. In fact, Sherry's better looking than most of the women I see on magazines. So, be proud of yourself. Yeah, the media ain't shit. Media is full of shit. The media is shit. And it doesn't seem to know how to look anywhere other than itself.
Well,
look what the media is doing right now. They're trying to have you convinced that a man looks better, pretending to be a woman looks better than a real woman. So
I'm not touching that one.
It goes to show you where the standards are at this point.
Oh, I'm not touching that one. Sherry says you're being too kind. Look, we all have eyes, Sherry. Like, we all know. But you are, I respect the humility, Sherry, but it's true. Sherry knows it's true.
Hey, who are you talking about, Papa?
I don't know who that is, but I'm guessing she's classically unattractive. What, Zendaya?
Oh, yeah, Zendaya is the girl who goes out with fucking the shittiest Spider-Man of all the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
You know what? I think it's funny how classy Lovely Sherry's being about this when you know she's sitting there like, you ain't getting any, but go ahead and tell me more.
Yeah, you know what, Papa Cotton, I'm not one of those people. I've never been one of those people.
Michelle Obama.
You mean Michael Obama?
Big Mike?
Yeah.
Big Mike was a swinger back in the day. Oh, still is.
It was a roll of quarters, Tom. Yeah.
A roll? A roll? Jesus, that was like a brick of quarters. What are you talking about?
No, you know what? It was a flashlight. It was a mag light in her pocket. That's all. It was just a mag light in her sweatpants. Okay. Big Mike's a beautiful dude.
If that was a mag light, it was a mag light with a billy club attached to it. Get out of here.
All right, man. Before this goes into a different
Okay. All right.
Marty,
So,
all right. Go
make it to TNT.
Explain how Marty gets.
I know, right? So
Yeah.
Marty goes up to the lab with no supervision whatsoever.
I'll be back in 1 second. Just go ahead. Keep talking.
There's no chemistry teacher there. Just Marty. I guess they trust him with the keys. He's up there mixing up TNT in the school by himself, and he decides now is the time he's going to smoke this joint that was just given to him by the bullies, which he doesn't know how to do properly. Papa should have been there to show him, but he's cupping his hands. He's like, and it's going out. I'm like, if a joint is that hard to light, it's not weed, bro. But he's trying to smoke it. Meanwhile, the nitric acid up on the shelf is shaking and wobbling around, and when Marty's not looking, the coach has pulled all of the pranksters into the gym to do push-ups and listen to him yell. Meanwhile, Schnazola is split. So Schnazola is like, hey, he throws a rock through the window of the gym and then drops a brick on the floor. And he's like, whoa, coach, somebody threw a brick through the window. And the coach sends him out.
Almost killed me. Oh.
Hey, whoa. So coach sends him out to check. And when he leaves the gym, he sneaks up to the chemistry lab. I guess Marty must have been out of the room for a moment, but he puts...
No, that's when Marty runs out because his stomach was in distress, and he runs to the bathroom.
The joint. They put whatever the fuck they put in that joint upset Marty's stomach.
Give him the Schlitz, right? It was like the Mission Impossible '96 trick, where poison the coffee. You guys gotta hit the can. Well, while Marty's out of the room, Schnazola sneaks in, and he has a little baggie of what looks.
I'm still talking about Michelle Obama.
Right. Split marriage. That thing is impressive. Mary's cheeks must be more or less. Oh my god, dude. I can't. So it looks like cocaine, and it's even in a little bag, just the right size. So, but he pours that into the solution that Marty's been working with, and then nothing happens yet. But then he sneaks back out to the gym. Hey, did you find the brick thrower? Must have been BLM. So he, meanwhile, Marty comes back from his diarrhea excursion, and he goes back to work making the TNT, and so what it reacts like he is before the nitric acid falls off the shelf. Something happens with the reaction.
Well, either way, we get an explosion.
Yeah. There's an explosion.
Whatever that guy threw, whatever the powder he threw, the chemical, it did not act very well with the acidic solution from the nitrate. So
right. Well, there's a bad
It was
reaction
already
that
foaming up
explodes.
when he threw the powder in too. So
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
that should have been a sign right there that something was wrong when
Right.
Morty walked back in. Oh, and by the
Right,
way,
like
in
when you
case
make
you were
a
wondering,
fit.
we were talking about if they laced it with laxatives in that joint that they gave him. So I just did a little research on that just alone, and they said sometimes people experience being constipated after quitting smoking because sometimes for some reason the tar and everything that's in cigarettes cause almost like a laxative effect, and when they quit, it goes in the opposite direction. So if cigarettes can do that, I'm pretty sure if they put some kind of powdered form of laxatives in whatever they gave them, it probably would have worked as an instantaneous bowel cleanser.
I'm
See,
wondering if it was just supposed to be baking soda, like when you
well,
make a volcano with vinegar.
see, also when I was wondering in the lab when he was trying to fucking smoke the joint using the fucking burner, when he's trying to smoke the joint, it wasn't lighting, but it kept popping. I thought that was gonna have something to do with like setting something off.
Yeah, I think maybe it was supposed to be baking soda because if you guys have ever made
You heard it
those
popping,
volcanoes,
right? You heard it kept popping.
yeah, like a clove.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you mix, you put the baking soda in the mouth of the volcano, and then when you pour the vinegar in, it goes everywhere. So there's like a reaction, an explosion in Marty's face, like, but almost like a cartoon explosion where it gives him blackface, and then the force of that explosion knocks the nitric acid off the shelf, and that explodes everything. Now, he grabs the thing.
I thought he smashed into the table and knocked it over.
Yes, because I was. That's right. I was telling him.
He was on the floor like shit was on top of him when they walked in. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So because there was a fire, the first reaction causes a fire, and I'm like, dude, it's a chemistry lab at a school. There's definitely a fire suppression system overhead. So he goes to reach for that, and I'm like, okay, thank you. At least they have that. And then that somehow triggers.
Right, because he was trying to get to it as he's trying to stay away from the fire. Yeah. And as he's reaching across the table, he shakes the canister or the glass beaker loose, and it falls.
Yeah, it goes, and then it's a huge explosion when the nitric acid busts, and now the entire lab is on fire. Marty's on fire,
and the dickhead crew hears an explosion and runs over and sees him burning.
Yeah, all the way from the gym. By the way, they hear it when they run to Gawk, and I don't think they brought the camera this time, but they see Marty standing there in all of his humanity, with his face burning up. And, This is like an origin story for Darkman.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah. Or Billy the Butte becoming, call me Jigsaw.
And so they walk in there, they're looking at him, and then they have these looks on their faces like, oh, it's so sad what happened. Yeah, you assholes did this to him.
Yeah, but it's not
we wanted to take it far, but we didn't expect to take it that far.
Yeah, we didn't expect the fucking, fucking inferno.
Yeah, but it's not a look of empathy. It's a look of, oh, that's unfortunate. Sucks to be him. Like, oh,
it's kind of like that look that people get when they're cooking and they're not paying attention to the stove and they burn it and they're like, oh,
yeah.
Meal.
That's it. It's the didn't think it was gonna go this way. So Marty's face is fucked up, and I guess he made his TNT.
And when they're carting him out, and Carol at the end of the line, and Marty fucking goes for her throat.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, boom! Carol wakes up from a dream. But what happened to Marty is real, and it's 10 years later.
So she was remembering.
She's she's like some sort of actress or I don't know. They keep telling her, she's on the phone with her agent. He's telling her to get naked for a fucking photo shoot or whatever.
Right. He's like Weinsteining her, and she's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
He's like, all the great actresses get to
Weinsteining
start like this.
And see,
says,
just like in this
Farrah
movie,
Fawcett
in the
sucked my
fake,
cock.
so in this movie, just like in the fake movie that she was working on inside the movie, she still was not going to show anything.
Right, exactly. Meta,
Did
dude.
you just put that in there on purpose?
Maybe. I don't know if they're clever enough to do that, but I didn't even realize 10 years ago I thought she was like,
you know why you
Ethot
didn't realize 10 years went by? Because everybody in high school looked exactly the same as they
They
did
did, yeah.
5 minutes ago when they were in high school 10 years
They just dressed them up in more adult-looking clothes. That's it.
Yeah, well, I thought she was just 70s Ethot or 80s Ethot, basically, you know, that's where she got the money to pay for her fancy robe and her big fancy Barbarella bed and
her cocaine.
And her cocaine. Yeah. You know, like there's chicks in high school who right now are, you know, doing stuff that legally they shouldn't, but you know, pimping ain't easy. They're trying to, you know,
As she
get
says
that
to her,
hustle on.
she says to her,
OnlyFans.
she says to her agent, she's like, I'd rather go to my stupid 10-year reunion.
Oh yeah, that's how we know 10 years have gone by. So she's continued. There's always that one chick in your graduating class who's like, what do you want to be, you know, in 10 years? I want to be a model or actress. And that was Carol.
She's like, all right.
And she
so
did.
She goes to her fucking reunion, and we see the idiots. It's all the bullies.
Yep.
Making
Only
their
the
way
bullies.
to the reunion. All we see is the bullies. Everyone involved in Marty's accident.
Yep. Going back to the old town, although some of them still live in the hometown.
Well, what's the first one we see? We see Nose picking up the annoying blonde girl.
Yeah.
One of the annoying blonde girls. Sorry.
The Oompa Loompa.
Oh, and then we get the other annoying blonde girl not too long after that. So Nose's car breaks down, and the other doofus has to fucking drag his. He has to take his pickup truck and drag the guy's car to the.
Frank? No, because Frank loved his truck, right?
Yeah.
Frank loved his truck more than his wife. That's why he didn't fuck her.
Yeah. We see later on that his love for his truck doesn't pay off for him.
No, not in his favor, no. You already fine. Let me get the jumper cables to cut my trunk. It's like Schnoz driving like a bug. He's driving like a V-dub Beetle.
That broke down on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of the things that you were talking about earlier, Darius, you were saying, like, why would they go down to this place? They would have had to known it was closed down and everything like that. The only thing there is a reasonable explanation for that, because, a lot of times when they have these reunions, they always have these reunions in the original school. So even if they are condemned or closed down, there might be a section of it that's still serviceable where they could open up and have a reunion, because you're supposed to have the reunion in the school. That's the only thing that I can make sense out of that, why they would have did it, even if they lived in the town and they knew the school was closed down, because they might not even been aware. Because, most people, when there's reunions coming up, unless you're in the loop of the people that are organizing, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but you'd have to work that out with the property owner. Which could be anyone at that point. And
yeah,
like
but they wouldn't be aware of that. They would just know, like, there's going to be a reunion because they're invited.
I think it was also way too late for the caretaker. They were there way too long before the caretaker showed up. Like, shouldn't the caretaker have been there already when they first showed up?
It could have been another part of the building, but it's the janitor from before who's now the caretaker.
All right, this place is also fucking deserted. They get there, they find out they're the only people invited. The school's fucking condemned. There's cobwebs everywhere. They have to break in. Yeah, they're waiting outside for a while before they decide to break in too. Remember, it was nighttime when they decided to break in.
Yep. On March 31st.
Yep. I also don't know the timetable they fucking used for Marty's psycho urges. Spoiler: Marty goes crazy. He's not gone. Sorry, spoiler. But what's the fucking dumb shit she says? April Fool's is over at 12 p.m.
Yeah, noon. But that's not true in any
Yeah.
measuring system.
Yeah, days don't work that way.
No. Now, under the Hebrew calendar, I think probably also the Muslim calendar, the new day begins at sundown, but that's still not noon. The conventional way we do it is midnight. So, who starts a new day at noon, or April Fool's ends at noon? I don't
The
know.
drug addicts that made this movie. That's what I would say. So they break into the school and they're sneaking around Scooby-Doo style in the fucking dark for a while.
Yeah.
And they come around this room that has a big table of booze, and their old lockers are in it, and Marty's locker is in it. Well, also, like, Nose kind of made it up like he's the one who set up the booze. But how did he not know Marty's locker was there?
Yeah, meaning in one room. So
Or
all
was he
these
just
lockers
or
have
was he
been
just-
removed
or
and put in this
was- or
room.
was he maybe just trying to take credit for it? He's just trying to be a dick, trying to take credit for it.
Yeah, Frank's so dumb. He doesn't
Probably more
question
than
it. He just wants
likely.
straight beer.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, he just wants the damn booze. So, any excuse to get everybody to go in with him, because he probably isn't going to stay there by himself drinking it.
Yeah. And now Frank has married one of these chicks from high school, but
The most annoying
Joe.
one. She was the most annoying one.
Oh, yeah.
Electro Titties. She's the most annoying one.
Yeah. But Joe, I think it's Schnazzola guy, I think he's single, but like he seems like a guy who wants to go to the reunion to try to hook up with chicks from high school.
He's also he's probably the biggest dickhead in the movie, I would say so.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
anyway,
the caretaker spots them sneaking around. It's like, hey, what y'all doing here? It's like, whoa, you're the janitor. It's like, I'm the caretaker now. It's not the same. And he, instead of calling the cops, he just tells them they shouldn't be here. And we have a reunion. He doesn't say, oh, no, you don't. He's just like, oh, I don't know nothing about that.
so all right, who dies first?
Oh,
Intestine,
Caretaker, right?
and where is it? The caretaker's the first one.
Yep.
We see someone jump out with the fucking jester mask that they were taunting Marty with when they flushed his head down the toilet. One of the girls was wearing the jester mask.
No, it was
Schnaz.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was gonna
think they
say,
passed.
because the coach,
But
the
they
coach
passed.
pulled it off.
Yeah, they passed it along, and the girl when she was hiding in the stall where Marty was she was hiding in the shower next to where Marty was. I think it was the little annoying blonde girl, the littlest annoyingest.
Yeah. Standing on the toilet or something.
Because Marty also, collected all their shit too. Yeah, all their shit is in their lockers. The guy smelling his old gym shoes.
Yeah. But yeah, as you say, it was Greg drinking one of the beers. And suddenly,
I think this was a cool effect.
that was probably the coolest effect in the movie. He's drinking it, and suddenly he doesn't feel so good. He's like, clutches his stomach. And first we start to get like a rumble and a bulge, like an alien. His stomach is bulging out.
There was also an echo too when people were talking to him after he drank it. There was some sort of I thought it was a problem with the copy we were watching, but it was supposed to be him being like fucked up.
Yeah. And then from his like bubbling up, swelling belly, suddenly you see a burst of his intestines like balloons pop through the skin, and it's pretty gruesome. But then they burst.
All right, a bunch of them Scooby Doo their way through the fucking castle school again. But Asian girl who got sprayed with the dude's guts decides to go take a fucking bath.
Yep. Now, if you've ever watched a horror film in a predominantly black movie theater, you know what a common criticism is that white people always run towards the danger in these films. And so she decides to go off alone after a man has just died horrifically and take a shower by herself in this abandoned school in the middle of this very suspicious situation.
Abandoned school. I call it an abandoned castle.
Yeah.
Hold on. I think we need a little ambiance to set up the scene. Nah, bitch, don't go in there. You gonna die.
Yeah. And that's just basically, she doesn't take anyone with her. There's no buddy system. She just goes off alone to find a working shower and take a bath.
So we could see her
takes
titties.
an actual bath.
It was in this girl's contract to show her titties. It was in her and the other girl's contract to show their titties. All the other girls had no showing the titty clause in their contract.
We get our first good titties of the film.
They were obviously getting paid by the nipple.
Yeah, they were nice Asian titties, nice deep brown nipple. And so she's there washing the guts off from the other guy, trying not to get her hair wet, apparently. And
yes, I did notice that.
Yeah, she wants to wash the guts off, though. I mean, it got on her face, too. So she washed her face.
Well, she didn't want to mess up her $5.99 supercut. I understand that.
Yeah.
That would have added another fucking $25 to this movie's budget.
Yeah. Now, there are some back and forth cuts away from this scene and back, but long story short, you start to see blood, which I guess is also boiling hot, pouring out of the faucet. She screams, "Ah!" Doesn't get out of the bath, just keeps screaming as she's boiled by the hot water.
I don't think that was hot water. I believe the way that burned all the skin off, that had to have been like a hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, because she melted.
Well, yeah, because it was making her smoke too.
Oh yeah, acid. Okay, so that's all right. That's two chemistry deaths. All right.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm actually feeling a little better about, because I wanted Marty to use chemistry for every kill. So that's the first two are both, no, I'm not including the caretaker in that because that was bullshit. The caretaker never should have been killed for many reasons. He was the only one.
The only reason we saw the caretaker killed is, I guess, to show just how crazy Marty is.
I guess so.
Like how unhinged he's been since the incident.
The caretaker did not deserve to die. Certainly not first. He's the only one that had anything close to Marty's back.
He's the only one that didn't deserve to die.
Yeah, and
I'm going by
he's the only black character in the movie.
Psychopath movie standards, I mean, that he didn't deserve to die in quotation.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So in a bird's eye view, just looking at it as a film, the only black guy in the film getting killed off first, is also pretty lame. But also, he's like the best character. He's the most likable character to me in the film. Also, and he's the only one who had Marty's back.
You know what? It's also by default that he's the most likable character in the movie.
Kind of. Because everyone's such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, not only does he get killed first, he's basically crucified. He gets nailed to a door of like a locker or something.
Yeah, he gets the back of his head impaled on the door hook, on like the coat hook on the back of the door.
At least he dies instantly. It doesn't suffer. But then his hands get nailed up like a crucifixion. So maybe he's the innocent one who sacrificed first.
Marty's on the loose.
Marty's on the loose. Right. And then we have the guts burst. And then we have the scalded titties in the back.
And
so,
this is Marty's serial killer getup. I like it. I like the jacket, the high school jacket with the fucking Jester mask. I do like that.
Sounds like a Jack in the Box.
Everything else is, everything else kind of. Everything else about this movie ain't so great, but whatever.
Okay, so now that we mentioned the bath scene, I can read this other back. The original UK version video release was cut by 32 seconds by the BBFC to remove shots of nudity and burnt breasts during the acid bath and the electrocution killings, which come later.
33 seconds.
I'll tell you what, that 33 seconds is a crime against humanity. They should be ashamed of themselves.
The Dead Boob Society demands those 32 seconds back of burnt breasts. Okay. Anyway, so she did. They come running, and they're too late. She's got burns all over her whole nude body. We see a split second of bush, and then she turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, and then she's a fucking skeleton.
Yep. You guys seen Breaking Bad? Season 1 is like when they liquefy the guy in the bathtub. Except it doesn't melt through the floor.
Yeah, that was the funny part. When the bathtub melts and fucking goes through the ceiling of the fucking floor below them.
Yeah, because Jesse doesn't remember enough chemistry to know what not to use on porcelain. Anyway, so 3 down.
And Marty's loose.
He's on the loose.
He's a killing. He's a killing and a chilling.
Yep. So we have 1 crucifixion, 2 chemistry deaths, and then I don't know. I don't remember who he kills next. Was it Frank?
And he's in the car of someone who tries to escape and fucking go get help.
Yeah, they get in the car. But before they can even drive away, the Jester is behind them. Not a chemistry death, another impaling through the car seat.
Well, like an upholstery knife that he hit him with because of how long the blade was.
Yeah.
From the back seat.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm saying that. I mean, that had to be a really long blade, and I mean, it was obviously a bladed knife, and that something like that would be like upholstery or something, like a really long bladed knife.
I gotta say, some of the kills in this were decent. I still want to know where that $2.1 million went, because this does not look like $2.1 million in 1984 bucks.
I think I know where it went. Went up Schnazzola's Schnazzola.
Base.
Now, no one in the school knows about this most recent murder, so the car starts to pull away and then turns around and starts coming back. And they're watching from the window. He's coming back. And the car stops just short of the school. Doesn't crash into the building, but the headlights illuminate the dead body. He's already been strung up outside the school.
And they're flipping out, looking through the window again like a bunch of fucking morons.
Yep. So that's 4 down.
Like, am I supposed to feel bad for these people? Because I don't.
I don't think so.
Fucking all.
No. I only felt bad for the caretaker.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't even feel bad for Marty.
No. Nah.
Here's a question. Do you think a lot of the money actually went to Carolyn Monroe since she was already in a bunch of movies at this point, including 007?
The fact that she was probably only well-known, like, if you could even say well-known, like the most well-known actor in the movie. Probably.
Was she already in 007 before this?
Oh, yeah. That was like a 73 or something.
Then, yes, definitely.
77. She was in the Spy Who Loved Me in 77.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's the one with the voodoo and the car flip with the slide whistle. Yeah. Okay.
She was in The Golden Voyage of Sinbad in 73, Star Crash in 78, Spy Who Loved Me in 77, At the Earth's Core 76, Maniac in 1980, Dracula AD in
I've seen
1972.
Maniac. I've seen that one.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
those are all the movies she was in before Slaughter High.
Sinbad sounds boobalicious. Like fabric bikini with some gold.
Well, Star
rings.
Crash is a bikini cover with her.
Ooh, I'm gonna check that out.
So yeah, go ahead. I'll be back in 1 second. I gotta.
I think, Tommy, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the next after that we cut to the auto shop where Frank and someone else are working on the vehicles.
Now, see, this is where it gets a little hazy because I had something else happen at the same time, so I had the guinea pigs yelling at me, so I missed a small section right there.
Okay, so I seem to recall Frank and one other guy are in the shop trying to work on. Yeah, no, okay. So we have the infidelity. So Frank, the guy with the leather jacket, is drinking the beers. He's got the pickup truck. His wife is the short blonde chick, and she starts hitting on one of the other guys. And he's like, "What about Frank?" She's like, "What about Frank? All he cares about is his truck. Let's fuck." So they go off somewhere, and she immediately, starts banging this other dude. But then she tells him mid-coitus that her son is not
his.
Frank's, it's his. All this time. He's like, "What? Why didn't you ever tell me?" And she's like, "It was just easier this way." Woo! MGTOW, guys. MGTOW. So, it's just easier. Let Frank think that it was his kid,
What is Jens talking about?
Not voodoo. That's live and let die. Spy Who Loved Me.
What is he talking
right.
about?
No, he's correct.
About Carolyn Monroe?
Well, no, he's correcting me on the Bond film. Yeah, Live and Let Die is the one with the voodoo and the car flip. And the Spy Who Loved Me is a different one.
Yeah, I got really confused. Because I know some of the titles, but I was never a huge Bond fan. So
yeah, he's correcting me. So thank you.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't even recall which one had Jaws in it.
I know Moonraker did, but Jaws is in like at least 2.
Yeah, I'm not up on my Bond movies. I watch shitty movies like this, but I haven't seen too many Bond movies.
I mean, I do know the White Lotus.
That's my life.
The Spirit. I actually have that as one of those smaller corgi cars. It's a really cool looking car because it turns into almost like a submarine.
The car flip is the man with the golden car. All right, so what Bond movie is Caroline Monroe running around in a fucking bikini? Which one?
I said it earlier. I think it was The Spy Who Loved Me.
Okay.
I was right about Sinbad. She does have like the the old school Middle Eastern cleavage with the gold necklace and the belly showing, belly dance shirt. Yep.
Yeah, she definitely looked good, those pictures.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good here.
And the other one, the Star Crash, did you look that up too?
No, I'm still thinking about motorboating her and Sinbad. Let's see.
And Maniac is funny because I actually did see that movie on Tubi the other day. So Maniac is on Tubi to watch, so I might have to check that out.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I saw that movie probably also around the last time I saw this movie.
Oh, okay. With the high collar. Star Crash, she has the collar.
I was going back and finding movies I'd never heard of and watching shit like this and Maniac. But Maniac is a little bit more. It's not. Like,
well, there you go. Jens cleared that right up. Jaws is in The Spy Who Loved Me, which is the same one that Carolyn is in. And
And
Moonraker.
They move. Yeah. Okay, thanks, man.
Jens is our 007 correspondent.
Yeah, he's the Bond expert.
He's our man in Yorkshire.
But not a single movie Caroline Monroe doesn't show her titties. Shame.
Not all the way. A lot of cleavage.
It's
but
like
no.
it's like how girls like Jessica Alba have never shown their titties on screen. Like, granted, Jessica Alba was more known for her face and her ass than her titties, but she would always be wearing like tight clothes and shit. Like, she never had the decency to get naked on film.
Sometimes they wait like 20 years to actually
Yeah,
get the titties out.
and that fucking sucks. I don't know.
Well, Halle Berry waited a long time.
Yeah, but Halle Berry actually still looked the same as compared to when she was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. Yeah, and both those films were in the same year. What's that?
What
She didn't wait. She didn't wait until she had kabangers to show them.
Yeah. Knee knockers.
Yeah. She had never done it before, and then 2 movies the same year. Big Hollywood blockbuster films.
Women who portray themselves as sex symbols should at least have the decency to get naked once on screen.
Yeah, Sherry, let us know if you agree or disagree with that statement.
Or at least like back in the day when Playboy was actually, you know, a magazine.
Yeah.
Like, every once in a while they would either have an actress, a singer, a supermodel. Like, they would always have shit like that in their magazine as a pictorial.
Yeah.
See?
I mean, hell, they even had. I had the one. I don't remember if I brought it back from my dad's house or not, but I don't even know where the hell I got this thing from. Somebody gave it to me, but it had one with Cassandra Peterson in it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, with her original red hair too, not the black hair that she did for the Elvira character.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sherry agrees. Making sure. Sandra Peters. Yep, tipped up. Those are the perky ones there in that emotive knot.
They did a few. They did a few WWE wrestlers. Quite a few, actually.
I remember Sable was the first big one.
Yeah, I have that. I have that one of those magazines where
I have every copy of Sable's Playboys.
Didn't they do one with China too?
China, Tori Wilson.
Yeah, no.
I don't think they ever got oh Jesus, why am I blank on her name now? Crazy chick, the one who was imitating Trish Stratus for a while.
Mickey James.
Mickey James. I don't think she ever did it.
No, she didn't do Playboy. Mickey James was doing like porno magazines. She was doing like porno magazines. Like, I don't think she was doing like on screen like hardcore shit, but she was posing for fucking. There's a lot of pictures out there. If you feel like doing some research, Tommy, you could find it easy.
Yeah. Now, I haven't watched the one with China, but when I was in high school, some of my friends had seen it, and they were quite disturbed by China's porno. And they're like, "That's a guy, bro." I'm like, "What? That's a guy." And I guess she just has like an extremely large clitoris, as I understand. I haven't watched it myself, so you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it was her and X-Pac.
Sean Waltman.
Her and X-Pac did a porno together.
Well, I don't know if most people ever seen pictures of her when she was a little girl. It was a big difference before she started taking all those fucking shots of steroids.
That's probably
her jaw got huge after.
You know, also, before she when later on though in WWE, she chiseled her jaw down.
Oh, she did a lot of work, a lot of facial reconstruction, along with the boob jobs and everything else. She even tried to. I think at one point she was trying to do something with her hips because her hips were so narrow from working out all the time that it didn't have like that flaring definition that most women have. So I think she was trying to do something about that as well.
I just
Yeah.
remember when she first fucking showed up in WWF. When I first started seeing her in WWF, her fucking jaw was Sergeant Slaughter. Like that shit was
Yeah.
fucking huge. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
later on, the more popular she got, it looked like they fucking took a chisel to it and fucking knocked it down a good bit.
I'm looking at before and after now. Yeah. Oof. And
Well,
before it was,
here's another thing to chew on. You know, when she got all that work done, after the whole thing with her and Paul Levesque, old Triple H fizzled out, and he started going with Stephanie to get to the top of the company. That's when she got all that work done.
No, she was like, "Oh, please come back,
Poppy,
come
Poppy,
back,
come
come
back.
back, Paul."
oh,
You can have this 5-inch clitoris.
God. Yeah, even Jens confirms it was from the roids. They made a click large. Gina Carano? Major work done. Heavily chiseled. Yeah.
I saw old pictures of Gina Carano, and she had a body like a woman, not like a fucking NFL linebacker at one
Yeah.
point.
No, yeah, she's always looked feminine, even when she was like,
Now I'm
muscular.
sorry, that girl is burly as fuck now.
Mhm. What, Carano?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet. Okay, so Marty's killed people.
Yeah, it took yet another turn.
And yeah, so Frank's wife's cheating on him in the school, reveals that her son is actually this guy. What's his name? Gabe? Is that what he said, Tommy? I don't remember this guy's name. I don't remember her name, but I remember
They're all
Frank's name.
disposable characters. You don't
Yeah,
need to
it doesn't
remember their
matter.
name anyway.
So he's like, "Oh my god, that's my kid." They're not going to live very long anyway, so they don't get too attached. And oh, why did you ever tell me? It was easier this way. Frank only cares about his truck. Cut to Frank working in the auto shop with the other dude, and I think he's alone by this time in the scene.
He's
Now
alone at this point.
So we know he loves his truck. So he's underneath it. The truck is jacked up. He's working on it, and we see a hand grab a wrench.
The truck's jacked up, and he's about to get jacked up too.
Yeah, and like he said something about being stretched, and I thought for sure he was going to get stretched to death. But no, you see the hand grab the wrench, and then some helicopter blade on the bottom of his truck. I don't know if this is a real part of any truck. I couldn't tell you what it's called.
Well, I thought it
Just
was
a
cool.
spinning blade.
I thought it was cool. He's trying to hold it up, and sorry, the mysterious killer. I won't spoil it, even though I already spoiled it.
Yeah.
But the mysterious killer starts slicing his arm with a fucking switchblade.
Oh yeah, cutting. So it's like cutting him, and then he's like, well, then the blade fires up on the truck. Truck drops on Frank, and he gets turned into marinara sauce.
He gets exploded.
Yeah.
A lot of gut explosions in this movie.
Yep. Non-chemistry death. So we only have 2 chemistry deaths so far.
Also, do you remember when fucking Nose, when he first was joking with them about Marty, when he had Marty's yearbook in the locker room, in the locker, and he said something about Marty working at IBM. Where the fuck did he get that information? He said Marty doesn't remember us. He's working at IBM right now.
Marty was committed, and we learned that early on in the film. We just didn't mention it here, but he was committed to an insane asylum, a mental hospital, if you will.
But where the fuck did this idiot get the idea that Marty was working at IBM?
I don't know. In fact, we skipped over like a line of dialogue where Joe, aka Schnaz, is telling them that, oh well, some say that Marty escaped and he's coming back to his high school to get revenge. You know.
All right, that's the stupid part where he does the fucking. He's walking back out of the room and then pulls himself out of the room like someone's grabbing his face to scare them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's when he tells them, no, Marty's not around. He doesn't remember us. He works at IBM.
Yeah. we just skipped that earlier because it was forgettable and not
Is
important.
this just
but,
guy just 100% full of shit? Because I think this guy's just 100% full of shit.
Yeah. So Frank's dead now and killed by his truck, the thing he loves. Meanwhile, his cheating wife and the guy who knocked her up and whose kid he's been raising the whole time.
Still banging upstairs.
Yeah, they're banging. And now, for those of you who know the MPAA rating system, an R-rated film cannot exceed 6 thrusts during a sex scene. I learned this when Halle Berry went at it with Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball. The unrated version could have 7 or more, but the R-rated version could have no more than 6 thrusts.
You got someone wagging their finger standing there. Nope, too many thrusts. Too many thrusts.
No, they count these things. Like the two
seven is the magic number.
Yeah.
7. Yeah, 7 is one too many. So if you have 7 or more, you have to go unrated or X-rated or whatever. So they're going at it. We're watching this cheating wife with her jiggly, unimpressive titties going bam, 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 bouncing around like a
This
like
is a girl like
ping
this
pong
is a
ball.
girl like this is a girl like even if she got naked in front of you, like yeah, you're too annoying. Just go away.
What do you call like?
I'll go jerk off. I don't want to be around you.
What do you call like the rubber ball on a string?
I don't want to have to deal with you after the fact. I would rather jerk off.
You know the rubber ball on a string connected to a paddle. It's not ping pong, but there's a name for that.
Paddle ball.
Paddle ball. Yeah. So it's like paddle ball titties. They're just going right. But they don't make your mouth water by any means.
These are not the titties I wanted to see.
Yeah.
These are not the titties that you're looking for.
Yeah. And so is this cheating wife and this guy who's being very disrespectful to Frank are going at it, thrusting way more than 6 times. And then
they're clanging and banging.
And then somehow, like the clamps, the jumper cable clamps, I guess, get attached to like the bed frame because it gets electrified. And while she's holding on to the bed frame, taking that dude, suddenly she starts taking that zap, and then bzzz, and she's getting electrocuted. And while she's getting electrocuted, she's shaking all around, and the titties are flanging all over the place. So we're watching a woman die while her titties jiggle all over.
Yeah, well, we got to ogle her titties. So.
Yeah, it's a very kind of uncomfortable moment. That's the most objectifying thing. We're talking about objectifying. I would say that is probably the most the most exploitative moment of just dead boobs being jiggled.
But
so she gets that.
At least they're dead now. At least we don't have to see these characters throughout the movie anymore.
Yeah, she's dead. Cheat wife is dead. And then what happens to the guy? Does he get zapped too? I don't remember.
You know what?
Well, he should get zapped if he's connected with her. So
yeah,
well, he's definitely connected physically.
All right, so
a rubber condom might insulate him.
How many left now?
But he's definitely not wearing a condom. I don't know. There's not more than like 4 left. There's like 2, 3 left.
All right. Well, we also get the fucking idiot, the biggest idiot, Joe Nose.
Yeah.
Nose guy, where he's calling out Marty, like screaming throughout the halls.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's hung up in the gym by his fucking throat. He's,
Yeah, from a noose. How do you get in the noose? We don't know. We don't see that. He's just already in the noose. I thought he should have, got an axe to the nose or something. But he's hung up on a noose.
Happens. That does happen. Spoiler, that happens later on.
Well,
just not from Marty.
Yet says the best part of the film. Jiggle titties.
Well, technically, you said we don't see these characters again, but that's not true.
Oh yeah.
Oh
right,
yeah,
right,
you got a point there.
I do. So we don't see jiggle titties again, though. But so we see him hanging from a noose. Don't know how he got in the noose, but his neck is not
Because
snapped
Marty hung him up. Marty was standing there watching him, and Marty walked away. If Marty would have just let it, Marty could have killed him right there. Oh, sorry, the mysterious killer. If the mysterious killer just would have stayed there and watched Joe hang, Joe, wouldn't have snapped the rope and fucking fell. But I like the way Joe got it later on. It was good.
Better. So the rope breaks and Joe falls, and he and his schnoz are now they survive just barely from the noose, and then I don't know, he runs off.
Well, we see when he pops up later on.
Oh, when he pops up later on, he takes an X.
Well, all right. So who's left to die?
Caroline Monroe and Joe
the little blonde girl who gets electrocuted.
Oh yeah,
the other one. The other
yeah.
one. The one.
I thought she was a redhead.
Who's crying the whole time.
I thought that she was a redhead, but okay. And the other one, the other blonde, and I don't know. Yeah, go on. Try to remember the order of events here. I'm just picturing the nose getting.
They were all so disposable that I was just like, kill them.
Yeah.
I still fail to see how the one died in the shithole.
Oh yeah, she's the one who dies.
That.
Yeah, the blonde girl is the one who dies in the shithole.
Right.
That's
right.
The second most annoying blonde girl in the movie.
Yeah, Tommy's right. That is the next one, I believe. She goes into the girls' locker room where the swirly had happened to Marty, and blood starts coming up from the toilet. She's like, ah! And then, yes, that appears. A mask.
He's putting his foot on her face, like, get the fuck in there.
You
annoying bitch, I don't want to hear you anymore.
He gives her the swirly, and she somehow ends up in like a septic tank.
That's like just open in the middle of the fucking field, right?
Yeah, it looked like somebody took the cover off the septic tank, and yeah, she just falls right in.
Oh, so wait, so the blood comes out of the toilet. She screams. He carries her outside and throws her in the open septic tank.
No, she runs from him.
Oh, okay. She runs from him, and then the septic tank is open. He anticipated this, and he throws her in.
Also, before she runs from him, she's in the fucking school bitching at Caroline Monroe and Nose. And she's like, you two are the ones responsible for everything. The rest of us shouldn't have died.
Yeah.
So,
but the septic tank reminds me. There was a kill in Sleepaway Camp 2 where.
Yeah, where the outhouse.
Yeah, the outhouse where someone gets killed in shit. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. The outhouse scene from
a lot like that.
But in that one, she literally drowns him by pushing her head under the shit water.
Yeah.
In this one, all he does is stick her back down into the out.
Yeah. Pretty gross. Pretty gross death.
I mean, not unless you don't see him putting the top back on it and.
Hell of a way to
go. Also,
like
she was burning too, right? When she was reaching for the pipe, it looked like it was supposed to be burning her or whatever.
More acid, maybe. So, or maybe someone was just eating Chipotle before they moved into the septic tank.
Yeah, that the caretaker has been fucking living on Taco Bell for fucking 6 months.
Oh, that was all his shit. He's the only one pooping there.
Yeah, he was the only one there.
Yeah.
God damn.
Oh man. So one of the grossest deaths in shit, burning shit, acidic shit.
My man practiced Taco Tuesday with a regularity.
Okay, she
Is
did.
he spends his whole caretaker check on fucking Taco Bell.
Yeah, he gets the
Get
fire
my beef
sauce.
and beef
So the
burrito,
Diablo.
baby. You
That's
look
why
so good to me.
That's why he doesn't have time to get rid of all the cobwebs in there.
Yeah, he gets what was it? The Diablo sauce, fire sauce. So she's dead. Now we just have, I think, Joe and Carol.
And she's
Yep.
doing a Scooby Doo bit through the place.
Yeah. Can I just say it? Joe takes an axe to the face.
But not from Marty. Carol gets spooked and someone comes in the room and boom, hash her to the face. But it's not Marty that she hits in the face.
That's Joe.
So Marty following her now. Yeah, Marty kind of did like it was kind of anticlimactic with Marty the way he finished. He was a lot more elaborate with the other killings than he was with the woman who set the whole thing up.
Do you suppose that maybe he still somewhere thought, oh, she likes me?
Oh my God, maybe in his twisted mind.
Yeah, so he spares her.
He actually he backs her into the shower and he's taunting her with the spear. You want it hot or cold? He's saying the same shit that she was saying to him in the beginning when they duped him.
Didn't he say something about how deep?
Probably. And then after he kills her, we get delusion time. We get his delusions.
Oh yeah. So he's killed them all. There's no final girl. He's killed them all, but then they all haunt him as like zombies in his mind.
They're calling him through the hallway, and he's following the voices.
He still haunts it.
And then you get the really bad smoke effects.
Yeah, he should be the one using the dry ice.
And what's his name, Joe or whatever? He comes in, he's still got the noose around his neck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the first one has blood coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just the way that he killed them is haunting Marty, and then he appears to be going badder. And
boom! He's having a fit in the hospital. Bandages
And
on his face.
the nurse is trying to calm him down. The alarm gets set off. And the doctor comes rushing down to the room, sees what he believes to be the nurse standing over Marty. And
but
then
no!
Cross-dressing time.
It's Marty. He's just put on the guise of the nurse.
He pulled a Bugs Bunny on the motherfucker.
Yeah, or a Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker when he's dressed up as a nurse. And stabs him in the eye with a syringe. The doctor.
In slow motion. It gets a slow motion eye stab with the syringe.
Yeah. Boom. And then Marty laughs maniacally. Credits roll.
No, that's not how it ends.
Oh.
Marty stares at the camera and rips half his reconstructed face off.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Slow motion.
Starts tearing the flesh off of the really burnt up side of his face.
See, I didn't even notice that his face was reconstructed. I just saw he was tearing at the burn part.
They were saying that like when he started flipping out in the hospital, they mentioned his reconstructed face.
So they reconstructed his face. Okay. So I does that imply that the entire movie was just a fantasy in his head?
That you know what? Who the fuck knows?
And so he never escaped.
Because
he was just dreaming about it.
When he did wake up in the hospital, like when he's like having a fit in the hospital bed, he is saying like, "I'll fucking get all of you."
Yeah.
Or who knows?
So,
Maybe he just like forgot that he already killed everybody.
right. Or because early on they mentioned him like breaking out of the hospital and going to like back to the high school to kill them all. That he was that implies that he was dreaming about doing it, and that the entire movie was him fantasizing about killing them all. And now he's waking up with the reconstructed face, and the dream has like driven him mad again, and that's why he tears the skin off, and just becomes, Two-Face again. And that now is actually when he's really going to break out of the hospital, go back to the high school, lure them in, and kill them all. Like, he just fantasized about everything we saw was his fantasy of doing it, and now at the end, he's actually going to do it.
Or maybe this movie is just fucking so stupid, like they
It is stupid.
didn't care about it. Who knows? This movie,
Yeah.
I still don't believe $2.1 million.
Well, here's some odd points to this movie. So in the credits they have listed for this movie for extra people, they got somebody who was in Star Wars listed as part of the cast. They have Kenny Baker.
Oh yeah.
And his I'm assuming his daughter Kelly Baker. I thought that was kind of interesting. Another interesting thing in there is when we talked about Carolyn Monroe probably being one of the reasons why some of this cost to this film was there. She is the only person in the movie that's got a shortening of her real name and not a made-up name.
Yeah.
So her name in the movie is Carol Manning, and her real name is Caroline Monroe. So that's just another oddity in there. I don't know if that really means anything in the way of why the budget was so high, but it's a possibility.
2.1 million. I don't know. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. In 1984 dollars, nah, I don't believe it.
84. It felt like a 70s movie.
Oh, it said it was filmed in 84 and released in 86, so it was shelved for 2 years.
Right.
Like, imagine what was on the editing room floor. Imagine that.
Oh my God. Yeah,
some really important stuff they cut out.
Yeah.
More jiggle titties.
More of Marty's balls. They have 6 more fucking different shots of Marty's balls while he's getting dunked in the toilet.
Oh my gosh.
32 seconds too long of Marty's balls. It's gonna get an X rating. This is gonna get an X rating if you got to show less than Marty's balls.
Well, technically, as they're thrusting his head into the toilet, does that count towards the thrust count too?
I don't think so. Maybe it should.
So, this was a movie. It was filmed.
Yep, and it sat on the shelf for a while.
So, I'm just gonna say, I saw this movie for the first time 10 years ago, something like 10 years ago, something like that, and I had forgotten about all the elaborate kills. Some of them were cool, but overall, this movie is fucking pretty stupid. Didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. Like,
we've been watching too many good films lately with the Punisher.
That could be it. I think Rad was better than this.
What was better?
Rad.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Well, I will say this in defense of this film. I would watch this again over ever watching Poltergeist again. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you
keep mentioning that movie, man.
I hate that damn movie. I hate it with a passion.
I don't want to be tempted to try and watch it.
Yeah, I think it seemed like you wanted me to watch it just so that I would share your pain and I would know what you had to go through. I should do that. I should watch that movie. As a gesture of friendship. That horrible movie.
I'll wind this down. So what'd you guys think of this? Tommy? Give an overall thing and your rating.
I think that this.
How many toilet bowls do you give this one?
I would say that this movie was not by far the worst thing I've ever seen. It wasn't good. The cinematography in this was pretty bad. The acting was pretty low key. There was a few people that had like semi standout roles, and Carolyn was one of them. And her limited ability to actually act in this, because I don't think they paid her enough. But I mean, overall, I would probably give this one out of 10. I would probably give this one maybe 4 thrusts, and that's all it's getting.
Darius, your view and how many thrusts you give it?
My view, hot garbage. It's hot garbage burning with nitric acid.
All right. For both you guys, is this amongst the worst of what we've watched here on this channel so far? It's amongst the worst. Or
yeah.
like,
I don't have a ranking.
I would rather watch this. I would rather watch this again than Birdemic. I'll say this.
Yeah. Or the one with the
Driller Killer. That was another one.
Driller Killer, Zardoz. Yeah, Darius. I know you love Zardoz, Darius, but I don't think I could do that one ever again.
I'd watch it again right now, but no, the one with the mutant twin brother. That one was
Basket Case. Yeah,
Basket Case. It might be my most worst film that we've watched still.
Your most least favorite?
Yeah, my most least favorite. I don't ever. I would unwatch that movie if I could. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna give this one a 4. I know Jens says I'm too generous with some films, but I would give it a 2. I guess it's 2 out of 10.
I'll tell you what this movie does do, though. It makes Straight to Hell look like a masterpiece.
You know what? I would be able to see where 2.1 million went into Straight to Hell, though. I would be able to see it because they're, location and shit,
Location, and they had a slew of actual known actors.
Yeah.
But and a musician.
A couple of musicians.
Oh, who was there besides Strummer? I remember Strummer.
The Pogues, I think, were the part of the crazy coffee gang.
Oh, okay. And the coffee gang was Kings.
But yeah, I'd give this movie a fucking thumbs right down in its fucking asshole. Like, this movie could stand on its head, and I'll put my thumb down in its asshole. That's my rating for this movie. It was funny to watch and make fun of, but it doesn't have replayability.
So where would the replayability? Would it be the slasher cut where it's just the jiggling titties and stuff like that?
I'd even say the titties were lacking.
Yeah, I would watch those titties jiggle again.
Yeah, I've seen them once. I don't need to see them again.
They're very sad titties, but also
the titties I wanted to see, I didn't get to see. The titties I wanted to see, I didn't get to see. So.
Yeah, well, that too. Yeah, blue balls. So. Yeah, no, it doesn't satisfy in any way, in my opinion.
But all right.
Nothing I would have wanted is anything that I got.
I think I might. I think I'm going to take next Saturday off for the movies. But I'll be back the Saturday after that. Let's say goodbye to everyone. Jens, RR, Sherry. Tommy, Papa Cotton, Darius, you are here right now.
Still here.
Yeah, I'll be back. I'm still gonna do the Wrestling Dustbin streams on Wednesday. Still gotta finish up Wrestling Society X. Tommy, Darius, everyone in the chat, thank you guys. Much appreciated.
Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Slash, for hosting.
Peace out, everybody.
Later, y'all.
Have a great rest of